Hey guys, this is Jazz, and we're aging with pizzazz. Tonight, actually, we're aging with crankiness. Today's little video is going to be about a day that could have been, I guess, much better. In my mind, I don't know if I allowed it to become a cranky day, but yeah, I had a cranky day. Used the last pod in the coffee, little spiral thing, that spinny thingy. So just realized that tomorrow I won't have a coffee tomorrow morning. That's pretty tragic. But anyway, the morning started out okay. Went to work. The kids had testing. I was assigned to the hallway to make sure everyone was quiet. And sat out there for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and read a book a coworker gave to me called The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which started off slow, and I am loving it now. Can't put it down. So read the book. It was great. And then the day kind of like progressed like a regular day. Back started to hurt. Who knows why? I don't know what I did. No idea. Back started to hurt. And then after that, I guess people started to aggravate me. Ever have those days where people just aggravate you? You're not in the mood for the humans. And you would like everybody to just not talk to you, which is crazy because I'm thinking back at the people that I saw today and they were really quite lovely. Everybody was in a good mood, and it was a great day with that, but I don't know, I just had some kind of crankiness about me. Anyway, came home and was tired and my back was hurting, and we had a hike planned for today, hubby and I, and he had texted me, are you good? And I said, my back hurts. And he apologized. He was sorry. And he hoped it felt better and wanted to know if we were still going to go. And I did respond yes. Because hiking for me is a mind clearing thing. And it's also, I'm trying to get this body somewhat into shape. And so we go hike and I clear my mind. And we walk and hopefully my thighs are getting smaller. Anyway. Pulled up after the rough kind of end of the day and saw him on the deck drinking his coffee. I guess he got done with his jobs a little bit early. He's self-employed, so that can happen a lot. And he was enjoying his coffee, and I don't know, it instantly aggravated me because I wanted a minute too. I want to sit down and have my coffee and relax before we head off to a 5-mile hike. So he said, are you ready? And I said, no, I need 20, maybe 30, maybe 40 minutes. Then I'll be ready. And he could sense that there was something, and he knew my back hurt. So he just said, okay, but that means the night's going to be a little bit later. And I said, yes. And I walked away, made my coffee, it was an iced coffee. It was actually a coffee protein shake. Yeah. So made that, drank that, changed, and thought about wait a minute, did he say there was going to be, if we get home back later, then there'll be more to do? Well, yeah, but it's more for me to do. So anyway, don't be concerned about that. But anyway, it was kind of him. He wasn't being nasty. And I got aggravated in my head. You ever have those days where people say something to you and they're not even trying to be cranky, but you're feeling bitchy. And so you're interpreting it in defensive, attack mode. So I could feel that brewing. I changed, we left, we went hiking. And normally when I go hiking, I start thinking about all these things that I want to discuss when I do my next video. I have this book that I bring around with me everywhere. It's my youngest daughter's old composition notebook that she was going to throw out. And I said, oh, let me have it. I'll use it for something one day. And it's my notes. So when something happens during the day, at night, I kind of jot it down. I got my notes on body images and perimenopause. And I got a woman's rant page that's going on right here about dinner and annoying things. And breast cancer's coming, and body image part 2, and men aging challenges. I'm not even going to touch that right now because that was interesting. But anyway, I have a whole bunch of stuff planned, and I usually go hiking and it clears my mind. But tonight it was, I guess I was just challenging myself, and I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting aggravated. We've been hiking now for about a month. Twice a week is a rough hike. On Saturdays, we do a scenic hike. I love waterfalls and I love nature and I love to look at things. So on Saturday we stop and we do the pictures, but Monday and Thursday it's strictly a workout, so I can try to get into the jeans that I wore last summer, and I can feel a little bit better about myself. Happy to announce to you that since I started hiking a month ago, I have now gained 1.8 pounds. That's quite amazing, stellar. Makes me just want to go hike again, because sweating in 84-degree weather today, and you know, I got the bear bell is going, and you got the whistle around my husband's neck, and my throat is dry and my heart's racing, and I gained a pound, so that's splendid. And my husband is Mr. Positive, so he's, oh, it's probably water weight or muscular, it's fine, but it's annoying. It's annoying. So we hiked. I listened to my music as usual. I thought about an old coworker that I worked with when I was in retail, and when I wanted to give up on some of these hills, I thought about her, because she's like, you can do it, you can do it. She works out a lot, and she was in my head a little bit. So got through the hike okay, came home, and I asked him, I said, were you annoyed that we had to wait? And he said, no. And I said, okay, like, your body language spoke a little differently, but okay, I'm not going to listen. If he says no, he's no. There's this opportunity to tell me how he feels. But then I walked in, and it was time to start dinner. And dinner pisses me off. Dinner pisses me off. That's the reality of it. Dinner pisses me off. Everything that has to do with dinner. Making the list to go food shopping, which means you have to know what you're going to make for the upcoming week. That's annoying. Going to the actual store, annoying. When do you go? There is never a good time to go. And I can't find the right time where I don't want to like mow people with the cart. People that park it in the middle and take, anyway, food shopping. Ugh, can't stand it. Drives me bonkers. Then there's come home, put the food away. And then if you're making dinner that night, so you just got your last thing of food away, and you come home and now there's dinner to prepare. So tonight we made dinner. It was pork chops and couscous with zucchini. And it was actually delicious. But again, I used to get really pissy about this because I don't want to do it. I taught dance for a long time. I worked evenings for a long time. So he did dinner for the two little, my daughters when they were growing up. He did dinner every single night except for Wednesday, which, as you know, is bowling. But he did dinner. So it's, okay, fine, it's my turn. But like for the rest of my life. So I joined a company online that brings me my food and I pick out the meals. You know how that is. And that's bullshit because the prep time says 10 to 15 minutes. Such bullshit. It's like an hour of prep time. So in the beginning, I would be slamming the drawers and aggravated because who wants to cook and prep for that much time? Now I bring my laptop in there. I watch my show. I hook up the speaker and I'm in there. The thing is on blast. And I'm now watching my show while I'm prepping, which has made it much better for me. Anyway, so then there's dinner to cook. And then, somewhere in between there's before I start cooking, there's the shower because you're gross from the hike. And then, so you got to get shower to squeeze that in before you make the dinner. And then after the dinner, like right now, I'm thinking there's a load in the dryer. I can't remember when I put the load in the dryer. So that needs to be fluffed for like the 50th time, which means when it's done, it will fit Malibu Barbie because it'll be this big because I've dried it 72 times. Pretty sure there's one in the wash too that probably needs to be rewashed. So there's that, who hasn't done that? Those people that do their one load a day, wash, fold, put it away neatly in the drawers. God bless you. It's not me. I forget it's there. So there's laundry to tend to in a little while. Then after that, then hubby perks up and wants to watch something. And I'm all for it. I love watching shows with him. It's our time. We already had dinner and we talked. We sit at the table and we talk and we do all that. But then there's more junk to do. And then we catch up again and we watch our shows. The problem is, because I am now turning 50, and he apparently is going backwards and he's 26, I guess now, I'm exhausted. So we pick our show and we try to watch the show and I fall asleep. And then he wakes me up and says, all right, babe, let's go. And we leave the living room and we come to bed and I have missed the show. So now I have to reschedule when I'm going to watch the show. And Something else that pisses me off. Like, you can't stay awake past 10:30? Like, what's going on? I'm going to be 50 this year, not 2000. Why can't I stay up past 10 o'clock? I do not have a strenuous job. I'm not doing a 4 a.m. freight, breaking down a truck in retail and putting it out on the floor. I'm not teaching dance anymore where I was on my feet dancing, stretching, jumping with these kids all day. I have like a much easier job. Why can't I stay up? Mind blown. Anyway, so then we watch the show and I'll rewatch it. And then we come to bed and we put on the TV. Hubby has tinnitus, which if you don't know, it's like a constant ringing in your ear, which does not bother him during the day because there's all kinds of sounds going on. But the second you lay down at night and you turn everything off, he hears it like loud as day in his ears. So we have become accustomed to just watching TV and throwing the TV on for noise. So I already took my nap in the living room during the show where I'm supposed to be watching. Now I'm wide awake. So now it's Naked and Afraid on the Discovery Channel till 11 o'clock. All of this pisses me off. So maybe you're saying to yourself, why don't you delegate? Okay, I'm going to reference my mother a lot. She's my best friend. She's my person. There's nothing else I can say. She's my best friend. She's my person. I'm going to reference her a lot. She always said, oh, you did not train well. So we're going to talk about delegating because yes, I never said, okay, you're doing dinner Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're doing this. I'm doing this. We're going to do this. We kind of just, very young we were when, 23 when we had our first, when we had Precious. Now you know my daughter's name is Precious. When we had her, we were 23 and I don't know, we just kind of fell into these roles, where I stayed home with her and I took care of her and I did the dinner and I ended up doing like the school work with her when she was older. And back then he was working till 5, 6 o'clock at night. He didn't have his own business and I did dinner and I did and he did, the garbage and the anything that needed to be fixed around the house. And he did the lawn stuff and, we had his and her things and they just never changed. Why did they not change? Well, I got a problem. And one of my problem is I like things done my way. So when you try to delegate chores and you try to delegate this help so you don't feel so bitchy at the end of the night and you don't feel like your list is like 20 miles long, you delegate, you ask other people to help. Here's the problem. The problem is that if they don't do it the way that I want it done, I do it again. Okay? So, it still is mind-blowing to me that we don't know how to put the stuff in the dishwasher. And this is like a debate. I've seen it on Facebook and TikTok. Do the forks go up? Do the forks go down? Does the toilet paper roll go with the sheet on top? Does it go with it underneath? So when you delegate and you have other people trying to help you out, you appreciate it. But in some way or form, you kind of, if you're like me, you're like, ugh, it needs to be done this way. So I need to do better with that. I should have done better with that. I need to work on that. I feel like I've become much better in it. But I know you're asking, why do you do blah, blah, blah? And that's why, because when you have, I guess you like things done a certain way. Even my mom, when she comes, I adore her help. I love that she helps me. She makes my day easier. But, she puts the cups in this way and I like them this way. That's just an example. So it drives me a little bit crazy and I just go back. Who worries about that? Actually, I know a lot of people that do. And I know a lot of people that are like, don't sweat the small stuff. You're going to give yourself a heart attack. Who cares which way the forks are in the dishwasher? Who cares? So I guess what I'm trying to say is this adds to the bitchiness. The level of stuff that I have to do on a weekly basis stresses me out. It lives in my mind and it's not going to go away till it's done. So just do it, right? Do it, Jazz. Do it. Do it with pizzazz. Do it with a smile on your face because it's not going anywhere. Because if you take a day off and you say, screw it, I'm not going to do laundry tonight. I'm not going to make a meal. I am not going to buy coffee pods. I am not going to check our homework tonight. Trust me when I tell you, the next day is going to suck times tenfold. because the next day now I have 2 loads of laundry to do, and now I've got to check double the homework and all that. I mean, she's a senior, we're not checking homework anymore, but I'm flashback to when I used to have to check that often. Anyway, so we're aging with bitchiness today. And what are we going to do? Not much about it. I put on this shirt to bring some color and some happiness. Talking to you guys makes me happy. And, you know, I'll be done and then I'll go fold my load of laundry and I'll go watch my show. And tomorrow's Friday. Thank God. So, you know, we're just one day at a time. Today just was a bitchy one. What are you going to do? It happens, right? And I think it's going to happen a lot more because of these things going on with my body. So, you know, that's about it. Tonight, we are aging with bitchiness. We are leaving the pizzazz out. I hope you all have a great night, and I hope you have a great weekend. And thanks for checking in.